If this doesn't look like Minecraft to you, don't be alarmed. Your schizophrenia is not acting up, at least most likely. No, this is actually Factorio, which, fun fact, was originally inspired by the old Minecraft tech mods like Industrial Craft. They said, hey, I like this. What if there was an entire standalone game that did this? And that's pretty much what they did. I've loved this game for many years now. I've got about 270 hours on it, so, you know, you'd think I'd be really, really good at it compared to most games with that many hours, but in this game, that just means I'm okay. And recently, the DLC for it finally came out, Space Age, where now you can fly to other planets and make space bases and all kinds of fun stuff. So I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do 2 series. So we'll keep doing the other GT&H series that's going on, but we're doing this one now too, because 2 times the fun. Yeah, baby! If you haven't played it before, basically you collect a bunch of resources and then you refine them, then you make cool stuff, you research all of this shit, which there is a lot of new stuff, which is very exciting. And yeah, basically it's modded Minecraft, but as its own game, and it's yeah, it's neat, it's nice, it's a good change of pace. It's all about automation, so obviously mining things by hand is kind of for losers, and I try not to be one of those. How successful I am is a bit variable, but you know. Basically, the less I can do by hand, the better. So, like, some of the late game things I'd like to have is little drone robots that fly around in the air and do my bidding. You can also make a giant spider robot that is really cool, and I guess maybe the most fun part about it is killing the giant cockroaches that infest this, well, I guess it's their world. I kind of crash landed here, as you can see by the whole, you know, ship thing. But, you know, I'm taking over it, so it's fine. Yeah, you kill a lot of cockroaches in dramatic fashion, including nuclear bombs and artillery shells and just good old-fashioned guns, America style. Actually got a pretty good seed here with all 4 of these resource deposits being right next to each other. But yeah, if you don't know anything about this game, that's a good little introduction for you, hopefully. And I would definitely like it if you were to join me on this exciting journey. But if it's not your cup of tea, no worries. Come back for the other series, which are still going to keep going, so don't freak out. But, you know, I was already going to play this no matter what because I love Factorio. I've been waiting for this DLC for years. But, you know, if I'm going to play it, I might as well get content out of it. That's what I always say. Always. Literally just all the time I'm saying that. It's a very natural sentence for me. That's sarcasm. I don't really think like that. Or maybe that's the sarcasm and I do think like that, but I don't want you to think that I think like that. The layers are infinite. I guess I will treat this as if the person watching has never seen the game before, while also being hilarious because, you know, it's me and I'm one of the funniest people on the fucking planet. So, yeah, these are burner mining drills. You give them coal, like this, and then they mine the shit that they're on. In this case, it's iron, and then I'm feeding them into a furnace, which smelts it into iron plates, which is the most basic resource of which I'm going to need a lot. Now, a little bit of this is different from what it used to be because now the research, you used to have to make science packs to research everything, but as you can see on the top right up there, I'm 88% done with my steam powered research. I'm not even sure how. It looks like I get that, okay, I craft 50 iron plates and that will give me the first research, basically electricity. So that's actually pretty cool. The old way used to be pretty annoying. You have to set up like a really weird, uncomfortable amount of infrastructure to start getting the good stuff. But now we're chilling. And there's my first research done with that little jingle. Doom, doom, doom. That was a horrible impression, but yeah. Now I can make some water pumps and stuff. Basically, the first way to make power, I'm gonna be burning water and then, you know, steam power. So that should be pretty familiar if you've watched my channel. I really need to get the coal miner set up though. Also gonna need a lot of coal for the time being. Eventually we'll go to nuclear power and all sorts of other crazy shenanigans, but for now we are broke boys through and through. Suppose I'll just be collecting some resources here for a bit, and I'll return to you whenever I can make some electricity. Alright, I've got a little bit more iron and stone set up now, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to make that steam boiler set up. It's gonna be quite crap at the very beginning, but honestly, you go a pretty long ways with just steam power. First things first, offshore pump to actually suck the water, which weirdly works without power. I don't know, maybe that's how it actually goes down in real life, I don't know, don't ask me. Feed that into a boiler. Can you guess what the boiler does to the water? I'll give you one try. It boils it. And then 2 steam engines. So 1 boiler can power 2 steam engines because that's the way it is. And then 1 pump can feed like, I think 20 boilers? It's been a while. I don't remember all the ratios. Yeah, basically this will be good for a good long time. Ooh, I need power. I don't. Ah, okay, you have to unlock electric poles now. with copper. That's also different. It used to be well, you would have it automatically actually, but yeah, I need copper, so let's go ahead and set that up. Oh yeah, baby, we are burning that copper. Let's fucking go. Now, one thing to note, each of these machines are, as you can see, smoking up a storm. They're creating pollution, which if I go to the map, I can actually show you with this button. So yeah, we got little red squares here. And it's gonna expand slowly but surely. That's our pollution cloud. It's just gonna keep getting bigger. It's not gonna stop. Now these red little squares are the giant cockroaches. Whenever this red square hits this red square, we are in trouble. Uh-oh, research finished. I mean, that's a good thing, not uh-oh. We're like, yippee! And now we can do red science. This also used to be unlocked at the base, but now we have to do a lab to get it. Which makes sense. Yeah, basically machines spit out the red stuff. If the red stuff hits this red stuff, big cockroach is angry. Wow, I have another iron deposit right there. This is a really good seed. Uranium there too? If there was oil, we would be lit. Anyways, needed to explain that mechanic because, yeah, it is important. So anyways, now I can actually make power poles. Not a lot because I do need wood, but thankfully this game is also all about absolutely ravaging the environment, which I happen to be pretty good at, so it's a good fit for me. And my first item to go on my hotbar are the electric cables. I don't know why, but I always put them on slot 4. It's just the way I do things. There's not really a reason for it. Although, this is also different. At least I think it's different. I don't have the electric miner even unlocked yet. I guess that has to be researched first. Let's see, where even is it? Oh, here it is. Electric mining drill. 25 science packs. Oh. Okay, so I guess they want you to be using the burners for a little bit longer nowadays. You know, I think I like that. You kind of just immediately stop using them. Well, at least you used to previously. But now I guess you gotta stick with it for a bit. So instead, we're gonna make a lab, get some red science going, and hopefully get that researched before too long. Yeah, with this DLC, which I bought and I'm playing on right now, they also just did a big update to the game, like a huge update to the game. It changed a lot of stuff, as I've been talking about. But you know, hopefully it'll all be good. I don't think the devs have ever really released anything that I haven't liked, so it'd be weird if now that changed. For those of you that have played Factorio, I'm probably gonna try to take a pretty liberal approach when it comes to what I automate and what I don't. Such as to say, I don't want to do a lot of handcrafting as soon as I don't have to anymore, so. Wow, this looks so different, but I like it. So I basically need this. I don't really need that so much, but this and this are the two big ones. I need these different types of belts, and obviously the electric mining drill pretty quickly. Same for this, I actually need a lot of these. There's quite a few things that are on my mind, but I want the drill. Do I? Maybe I don't want the drill so fast. I'm afraid of new things. I want to go back to the old ways quickly, so I'm gonna get the drill first. Might not be wise. So hopefully you guys can actually see the screen. I'm realizing how dark it is right now. I don't have any mods on or anything. It's just the base, well, the DLC base game. Oh wait, how do I even power this now? Oh, do I have to? Okay, I assume I have to power it all the same, but yeah. Some mods let you put coal in these to burn them, but I don't really like that. Looking at you, Crastorio. Well, anyways, now we've got our first electricity, which I guess I'm just gonna stick right there for the time being. Bloop. Wow, that's so many science packs. I got an achievement. Oh, how about that? Did they add new achievements? That's pretty cool. Where are they? Here they are. I have quite a few of them. I'm kind of a big deal. Whoa, they added so many new achievements. Holy crap. I was missing like 4 or 5 achievements before the DLC dropped. Looks like a lot of these are pretty simple stuff. Finish the game? Why don't I have... Oh, is that like finish the whole game? I've launched a rocket before. Well, that's cool. More things to grind towards. Very fun. It's one of the few games that I do actually kind of achievement hunt in. Because like the achievements are usually pretty fun. Like they're hard stuff. It's good, it's good. Alright, change my mind. I'm gonna do the automation research first. NQ research, that's a fun word. But yeah, the automation thing will let me, I don't have to handcraft all of this once I have that, which will be a huge improvement. I need my hands for other things. Not like that, but you know. Thankfully, pollution does spread slower if you have a lot of trees, because the trees kind of eat the pollution. Well, you kill the trees, basically. But like in a desert seed, it spreads super fast. But I've done that before. It's a huge pain in the ass, so it's not super interested in doing it again. Also, once I have grenades, these trees will be really easy to clear out. Kind of want to blow up a tree with a grenade in real life. Like a dead tree, you know? I feel like killing a real tree, you're like not supposed to do that or whatever. But, you know. The dead tree won't mind. Honestly, the biggest thing with this game is just continuously expanding what you've got. You never really have enough resources, despite what your heart might be telling you. So many songs about listening to your heart, but I gotta be honest, I feel like that's kind of dumb. Your heart is not very smart. It's actually stupid. It doesn't have a brain, which is basically important for being smart. Hey, nice. Practically achievement hunting out here. Let's go. All right, now I'm gonna do the electric mining drills next. For better or for worse, I say. I'm sure there's some super optimal path to do all of this, but no spoilers. There's definitely a right way to play well, there's a most efficient way to play Factorio for pretty much every problem, but the right way is the fun way, which is whatever you enjoy. I like being efficient, but I also like to try it my own way the first time around, so. For this playthrough, I won't be using any of my existing blueprints. I'm gonna go from scratch, just for everyone here. Do it the old-fashioned way, you know? You smell me? Wow, they really added achievements for everything. I like it. Okay, red science pack is what we want. We need iron gear wheels for that and copper. So let's do the iron gear wheels, and then we'll actually make a second machine to make the red science itself. There used to be an achievement for beating the game without crafting more than like 101 items by hand, which I have because I'm kind of a big deal gamer. I'm not sure if they still have that in the game or not. I'm definitely doing a lot of handcrafting here just to get to the base automation thing there. Maybe it's the same. It feels like it's longer than it was. Yeah, that was pretty hard to get. Well, that was hard to get going, but once you actually had the save file like up and running, actually pretty easy. As it turns out, making everything without your hand is really efficient at a certain point, that is. Okay, now I need inserters. Oh goodness, why did I do 5 at a time? There we go. I'm gonna move the lab from way over there. I only had it there for earlier whenever I didn't have any power poles, but yeah. Don't really want to be doing too much over in this area if I can help it, just because it's so far away, really. Here's my super brilliant setup that I've concocted here for my basic red science production. They both feed from this chest. They need the copper and the iron, so I basically just put both of those things in there, and bada bing, bada boom, we get science packs. So yeah, this is largely automated, not fully, because I still have to feed the box, but just having to feed one box to resources is not a bad place to be. Once I get my electric mining drills, I can do a more permanent automation, get going with that. You know, it's slow starts in old Factorio. You gotta get your feet on the ground. There we go, electric mining drill research finally finished. That took a good little while, but we got there. So basically, next I need to craft a whole bunch of those so we can really fill out these ore fields. Gonna take a little bit to craft all that I need, but we'll get there eventually. I'm probably actually gonna put them on the copper field first, which I pretty much never do. Also, Copperfield, David Copperfield, shout out, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to make a whole bunch of burner miners just for the copper that I'm just about to replace anyways, so I guess we'll start here. All right, we are officially mining. These have a much cooler animation than the other ones, just saying. They're also a lot faster, kind of superior in every way, if we're being real. Now, I'm definitely going to set up a more formal, permanent smeltery line at some point. Well, not even far in the future. But for the time being, I really just need to get some base level of automation going here for this, which I believe I'll be able to achieve pretty easily with this little setup that I got here. Only downside, I have to hand feed these furnaces, but furnaces are honestly not that hungry for coal, so like that one feeding right there that I just did will probably last a long time. And then I'll just take them off, put them together like a little chili, and what do you know, you have a line of copper plates. It's very nice. That wasn't really Borat, so don't judge me for it not being good. I was just making a silly voice, and it happened to be kind of Borat adjacent. We're moving on. Oh, we finished our fancy belt research, so now we can make splitters and underground belts, which are both incredibly useful. Let's see, are we gonna get an attack pretty soon? No, it's not gonna, well, unless there's a hive right over here, which there might be. I think we have a little bit more time. Probably don't need turrets that desperately. I think I'm gonna do the radar next. The radar reveals the map and also lets you view the map. Like I can zoom in like this right now, but without a radar, I can't do that over here. So those are good to have. Uh-oh, out of coal. I'm gonna go ahead and automate belts, and then probably the next thing after that, I'm gonna bring a line of coal down to this thing to keep it fed all the time. Generally a good idea. But yeah, same old situation right now. Just need a lot of electric miners before I can really do much. There we go. 2 little miners right there for the coal. 2 little miners is maybe not the best way to word that. I think those 2 will be enough to power this one boiler at least. Probably more than that, honestly, but, you know, one at a time. I'm gonna pull this line down. Basically, I'm gonna direct insert to the boiler from the coal line, making it effectively infinite once I have the electric mining drill set up, because they're the thing feeding the other thing. That might make sense to some people. I'd be kind of amazed if it did, but, you know, how do words good? I don't know, man. I just be living life. So that's connected now, and the last thing I need to do is make a burner inserter to actually pick things off the belt and put them in there. Burner inserter is a lot like this yellow inserter that I made earlier, except instead of using electricity, you put coal into it. For that reason, I pretty much only ever use it for these boilers because it will actually feed itself with the coal that it's picking up, so it works out nicely. Anywhere else, you have to like feed it manually, and that's the whole thing that, ugh, Jesus. No thank you. So there's power sorted out for a while. Maybe not too much of a while. We're still doing pretty okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make more and more boilers, but for the time being, we're chilling. I think I forgot to mention, but I did also turn off cliffs for anyone that's curious. If you don't know what Factorio is, don't worry about it. If you do know what Factorio is, I just think they're annoying and not worth dealing with, so yeah. Basically, you can't build on top of them. You have to, like, there's a pretty annoyingly deep down research where you can blow them up, but you have to, like, do a bunch of weird base stuff to do that, and yeah, not a fan. Not sure which direction I'm gonna send this base, but I'm thinking maybe north. Might get a little crazy with it, you know? It's a lot of trees to clear, though. I don't know if I want to go north. I think I'm not gonna go north. I'm gonna go east. Good ol' east. Radar's done. I'll go ahead and do turrets next. You never know when they're gonna come for you. I mean, you kind of do, but the sentence doesn't work as well if I say it that way, so whatever. And there's our first radar. Bink. So yeah, that'll slowly show us more and more of the map. Good information to have. As for why setups like this smelter are so much better, I just ran down the line and picked them all up. That, like, 2 seconds ago, I just went down the line once, and I got about 335 copper out of it, compared to the 30 at a time I was doing previously, so yeah, big smelter setups like that are definitely not overrated. I don't think anybody ever argued that they were, but, you know, just sharing opinions. Correct opinions, but, you know. All right, I have 8 miners ready to go. I think that's going to be good enough for me to officially set up the iron here. Well, not the whole thing, of course, but I can get a decent setup rolling with it. All right, got my temporary iron setup figured out now. So these miners will feed into this smeltery. This is not the This is not the final smeltery setup here. I'm gonna replace it with the final one once I have a better coal situation going on, but this will be good enough for me to collect a good amount of iron. And you know what they say about good amounts? They are better than bad amounts. I mean, surely someone has said that before. Like, that's a pretty safe quote, I feel. All right, with this not super amazing setup, I will actually have enough iron to automate things a little bit. Starting with these belts here, which I'm never going to stop needing, unless some crazy shit happens in the late game that is different from the base game. It seems unlikely. Did actually do the lamp research here. It's literally just a light. I pretty much never get that, but I'm thinking for the content, I might go ahead and girl boss it out. I think a really well laid out, well lit factory might be quite satisfying. But on that note, I'm actually ready to automate, well, shittily automate conveyor belts. A really simple automation, pretty much the simplest one in the game as far as I can tell. You just grab iron, make it into iron gear wheels. Oh, I set it up a little bit wrong. And those gear wheels feed into a transport belt, and then you just feed iron to that as well. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I'm gonna limit how big this chest can get. I do need a lot of belts, but maybe not. That might be too many, some might say. And my words are struggling today. There we go. We got some belts being made. Boy, it sure is dark. If only I had some lamps. Wait a minute. I do. Oh, baby. Factory is about to be brighter than my future, I swear to God. Oh my God, look at me go. I'm lighting this bad boy up. This is like me in the Taco Bell restroom. Oh my God, who the fuck even uses a public Taco Bell restroom? That is fucked up. Basically a crime against humanity. Someone has to clean that, you know. Anyways, look at that. Now we can all see everything. And already that fast, our little automation has made 77 transport belts. Oh my God. Before I go super ham on making the big actual final long-term smelteries, I think it'd be nice if I could at least mostly automate inserters. Getting a full proper automation for is not super easy, but getting a shitty automation for, well, that's my special power. It's gonna bring the copper down to here. Then we do a little borrowing. Splitter just splits 50% with whatever belt you put it on, so yoink. Feed that into here. Feed that into there. Oh wait, I did a sin. There we go, feed it like that. Take a little bit of that. Then we power everything. And what do you know, we've got a shitty inserter automation going, baby. And then finally, we just dump it out into a box. Like me at the taco. Now, I am gonna automate all the basic stuff, like splitters, underground belts, and all that fun jazz. But probably want to wait until I get the actual full smeltery done, because all of this is going to go away at that point regardless. Mostly just need the things for smeltery at the moment, which is basically already done. I just need those inserters to start piling up and we'll be in the money. One thing about Factorio that is kind of hard to get used to doing is leaving a lot of space between your stuff, because you usually end up putting more there than you anticipate needing. And the map is basically infinite, so there's not really any reason to not give yourself a bunch of space. Besides the fact that walking is really fucking annoying, but down the road we'll be able to walk super, super fast, so whatever. I'm trying to be quite conscious of that, you know? So let's make a smeltery here, an actual proper one. That'll be the outer edge, and the furnaces will be here. And I want to do 24 furnaces on each side. If I remember correctly, that's the perfect number, because these belts can only transport so many items per second, so there is a ratio of furnaces where that matters. I think it's 24. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's the 2 lines of furnaces. Then there is the other side's input line. Beautiful output line down the middle. What a pleasing shape, man. You can't tell me you don't love this. This is a fancy little trick for the input. You basically put 2 inserters, like so. One side I'm gonna feed it iron ore, the other side I'm gonna feed it coal. And then it's gonna put it on these 2 different direction belts, and then each belt will have both coal and iron ore on it, which means the furnace can just fully feed off of that one belt instead of having to have 2, and it gets way more complicated with any other setup. So this one is kind of in the money. With this underground belt, I will go like that. This will be the coal line, so then we'll wrap it around onto that splitter. And then the iron will just go into this one. So then next, we need to place all these inserters, which is the most expensive part of these smelteries, but you know, they are pretty lit. There we go. A whole lot of inserters later, I've got it all laid out. And then power poles are next on the agenda. Then what do you know, we're all good. I just need to actually give it the inputs and connect the power up, obviously. Before I do that, this is gonna be way too much electricity. We are gonna have to upgrade our power generation. We're still good at the moment, but yeah, if I hook all that up, we are not going to be good anymore. Inserters are actually pretty cheap on the old electricity scale, but when you do like 90 of them, it doesn't hold quite as true. Let's see, let's do 3 more boilers, and then therefore 6 more steam engines, which in turn also means I'll have to upgrade the coal, but I need to feed the coal to the iron anyway, so that was inevitable. Uh-oh, gotta destroy some of my crashed shipwreck. I tried to keep it there. I don't really know why, I just kind of like it. But some of the other little bits might have to go as we progress. But yeah, there we go. That's what upgraded power will look like. I'll just keep doing that same repetition going down the line. I separate the 2 of them by a boiler so you can nicely fit, or sorry, by a pipe. So you can nicely fit a little power pole in there and hit all of them. And yeah, it's quite pleasing, I would say. So then next, I definitely want to upgrade coal. I've already made 5 more drills, which won't be enough, but the immediate moment, it should be fine. So next, I actually do want to automate these electric mining drills as well. Well, shitty automation, once again. But the goal is just to get all these ore patches harvested out in a decent enough fashion to grow in the short term. I just realized I screwed up here. I have 2 of these assemblers running for this electronic circuit assembler. I'm not even feeding out with this one, it's just sitting there doing nothing. Sorry if you were screaming at your monitor there. I fixed it for this next one, so don't worry. And alrighty, that should be our shitty electric mining drill automation done. Yep, there we go. There's the first one created. Just need to actually pull it out of there. And there you have it. So now we're pretty much all good to go on actually setting up harvesting for all of these ore fields. The iron and the copper will both have the smeltery array like this. Eventually they'll have, you know, 4 or more of them. The stone will look a little bit different because I need it both in its raw form and in its refined form, so we'll have to do a little hybrid there. And then the coal will just go to feeding it, so, you know, not really refining that any further. But with those things done, it'll really be a game of getting that research knocked out. There's some really, really good stuff in here, really, really useful stuff. Ooh, they made landfill look different. Nice. So yeah, just running through this list is where the magic happens, and then I can go full autism once we get the railways unlocked, because trains are cool. But you know, it's part of the experience. Hey, if you liked the video, maybe hit the like button down below. If you want to watch more videos and you're not already subscribed, maybe hit the subscribe button. Unless you don't want to, that's also fine. I don't really care that much. But yeah, I guess until the meantime, I'll see you later. Meow.